recently. I don't.
No names, but
Probably not.
be kind of a wild, I don't know.
But at the same time, maybe.
Maybe, but that'd be wild. It's like, by the way, I'm related to Bob Dylan. It's like the equivalent.
Aiden's a descendant of John Adams.
Yeah. Is it?
How true is that, though? Does he have
That was
proof?
Tom. I don't know.
No, it's Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also don't have the proof and documentation, so it could all just be
Just speculation.
speculation for sure.
Could be Stowe City.
Could be some stoves being tossed, seeing what sticks.
I don't think anyone knows that slang except for like this town.
Stowe is short for story, which
For
means lie.
I didn't know it was for story till now. But all right, back to the movie a little bit. So
No.
no. Okay, let's talk about something else. What do you want to talk about?
I'm just kidding.
So they get desperate. Blair gets desperate. Serpico. And who's the other detective? The investigator Lombardo.
Mm-hmm.
They get desperate and they're like, we got to get this to the New York Times because if I get caught, if there's something bad happens to me, like all this is for nothing.
Right.
So they go to the New York Times, makes it the front cover. Or not the front cover, but it was on the paper for sure.
Right.
And it kind of just exposed everything. And the commissioner is like, oh, this is a slander, classic McCarthyism, like blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
And, obviously the story out. And I think that kind of leads to, actually before that though, they go to court. They finally get the DA.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't the captain just kind of speak for Serpico? It doesn't even let him talk.
Yeah. So they make it sound like, they kind of like, again, they give him the runaround. We're like, oh yeah, we got it. We're going to finally get this big testimony. You get testimony for this.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask none of the important questions. Like they make it so like they ask like, oh yeah, why didn't you bring this up?
Yeah,
a year and a half. Yeah,
a question where he could have told them how all the other cops had tried to stifle his.
Yeah, so they want to just like do it for. It was basically a formality.
Yeah,
this whole court case,
mm-hmm.
and they didn't want to tell people's names. He was about to. No, I want to say. Let me say why.
Right.
And then that didn't work out. So like, screw it. We're going to the New York Times, and he didn't want to testify because he would have just been like killed or something.
Right.
And he does testify. Everyone's mad at him, so he goes to the New York Times because if they didn't...
It was the last straw, right? That was the last move.
He had to. And,
because I feel like at that point, too... Sorry to interrupt you. But I feel like at that point, it was either... He knew something bad was going to happen. It was either, he was kind of playing his time out. It was like, you're either going to die and no one's going to hear anything, or you could possibly die and at least get the truth out there type deal. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And it would be all for nothing. Like, his death would be for nothing. And which would be horrible. And then... So he goes to New York Times, and I mean, that kind of brings the investigation. It kind of happens, right? And then obviously he gets transferred to Coney Island. This is our third movie in a row.
This is the third movie in a row about Coney Island.
Yeah.
There's something in the air. We need to go to Coney Island, maybe.
Yeah, are we doing Garden State next time? That's New Jersey. But do they go to Coney Island for a little trip?
They probably.
I bet
they probably mention Coney Island.
I bet they do.
We should make this the Coney Island podcast. But yeah, so he goes to Coney Island, and they threaten him like crazy mob like. Get this, get in the car, and they go, it's really we could have an accident here. Don't fuck up, don't fuck with us.
And he also, when they pull him into the car, they stop him mid like job on the street.
Yeah,
like there was two other people he was talking to, probably trying to get intel on, and the guy's like, "Get in now!" Flashes his badge, tells these two. I don't even know if they were criminals. I don't know what the circumstance was, but they obviously run off because they see the cop's badge. Like, he was doing his job, and they purposely screw him over.
Yeah.
That could be, like, so dangerous, too, for him, because now it's out there that this dude is not who he says he is,
Yeah, and then they go into the apartment building.
Right.
Him and his crew.
And so, wait, I had a quick question about that, and maybe I missed something while watching the movie, but you know how they have that guy stand out front with the glasses on?
Yeah.
And they were like... Nod your shades or nod the lens.
Clean your glasses when you see a junkie or something. Hey, what's your question?
So, did he ever clean his glasses?
He did. Yeah, that's when the customer showed up to the door, they cleaned his glasses.
Okay.
It was to alert that the customer's coming.
Gotcha.
So like Operation Go. And obviously, like, they threatened him, like, we're not going to kill you. We don't have to shoot our gun to kill you, but if you, like, fuck with the police department in the scandal and you expose us, we're going to turn a blind eye to when something bad happens to you. And obviously... what happens. He gets, the gun stuck in the door. Hey guys, why aren't you helping? Why aren't you helping?
All he needed was one other guy to push the door.
Yeah.
But they just stand there and they watch.
shoot him in the face.
And then finally the guy squeezes the gun through, and Frank gets shot in the face.
With a kind of a pussy gun, I gotta say.
So I was wondering that too,
small ballistic.
Point blank, barely scratches him.
I mean, the other dude, like the real Frank Serpico, got shot in the face too.
Yeah.
I wonder if guns just weren't made.
Nah, it was a low caliber.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought for sure he died when he got shot in the face.
Well,
I know I saw it at the beginning of the movie.
His police issued gun is like somewhat similar. It looks like it's kind of like a small Magnum, and he has to go to the gun store to get like a bigger like Colt style gun. It looks like, and even the gun store guy is like, "What are you taking out an army?" And he's like, "No, just a whole precinct or something."
Yeah,
like that.
whole division.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
Whole department, I think it was, or something similar. But and that's kind of the climax of the movie. I mean, there's no climax, I guess, but that's when it all comes down.
And it's interesting too because at that scene when he gets shot, like in his cheekbone, and I didn't know that this was based on a true story at this point. I was like, this is such a movie, like whatever, like plot armor. Like, how is anyone gonna get shot in the face and live? That's crazy that he got shot like, in that precise location that he was able to live.
Yeah,
think about how lucky that is.
I don't even think it fractured a bone or infraction. It didn't get to his brain.
Or the spinal cord.
Yeah, very lucky.
It was strictly, I think he had hearing loss. They said that might not come back, and I'm not sure if it ever did. I don't know if that was something they addressed.
Trouble walking a little bit, but
yeah, like because of vertigo or something.
But he was able to live his whole life pretty well. And I mean, I don't know if he lived in Switzerland, but good for him. Like, got the gold shield, like you were saying, Steve, right? Gold shield, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was laying in the hospital bed.
He didn't reject. He rejected it at first. The guy, kept on giving it back to him. I don't know if he ever took that. Want to look that up? Someone? It doesn't really matter. You guys can look it up yourself and, listeners. But I'm not sure if he ever kept the gold shield or not. But that's kind of the movie. And
let me ask you guys, 'cause I know you both were there, so you probably would know the answer to this.
in that 70s New York, yeah. I was actually one of the cops.
Yeah, I was wondering.
That's how we paid for the
equipment. Get away
equipment.
with the corruption.
I bought podcast equipment and I said, this is how I make the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. As long as you have your fallback.
Yeah. What are you saying?
No, but that scene where he's in the hospital bed, and is that his dad that comes in? Or no, it's one of the cops.
That's the guy who was doing the criminal investigation, I think.
Okay.
I think.
So when he comes in, and I think he's Serpico asked to see the letters or something. But when they open up the letters and it's like, I hope you die, and all that stuff. Do you think that was movie dramatization?
No, I don't. Just because the mob, I watched a lot of mob stuff on YouTube. I think it's very interesting. Like this year, I've been all about mob movies. I love mob movies.
Mob movies are great.
Not mom movies, mob movies.
Oh, I was talking about mom movies.
Oh, really?
Mom movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dirty moms.
Yeah.
Or
Bad movie, Bad Moms.
Bad moms.
Bad moms.
Dirty.
What are you thinking of? What have you been watching? Where did you see that one?
I think of Dirty Grandpa though. Whatever, same thing. But I don't think it is because like they're like they're probably trying to threat him out of town. And I heard that he took political refuge in Switzerland. So I don't think it was just like he wanted to move to Switzerland. I think he like actually moved there for his safety.
Yeah, I could see that.
So was it kind of what's it called? Like a protection.
Witness protection program.
Yeah, witness protection program.
This is very similar to I was going to say Alex Snowden. Shout out Alex Snowden. Edward Snowden.
Okay, yeah.
Close.
When, they go to, he obviously is a whistleblower for the NSA, just like this guy was a whistleblower for the NYPD. And then he can't stay in the country. I guess it's a little different because in this case, the country wouldn't be going after him. The United States was not going to go after Serpico because he was a hero for the United States.
Right.
But for all the people involved, he was a villain.
In the New York area police force, you're saying, right?
Yeah, like I feel like people
got
got revenge or something.
Yep.
Obviously, Edward Snowden, I think a lot of people like him, but the United States wants to convict him, which I think is pretty stupid, but it's a different story, not to get political.
Which is, I mean, can we just go there for a quick second?
Yeah.
Not like...
We're at 54 minutes. You can go a little over this time, though. So.
It's really interesting because I watched the Snowden documentary movie, so it's not really a documentary, but it's like...
Based on true story.
Joseph... What's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays Edward Snowden in that movie. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but
I have not.
The way they depict Edward Snowden, I was like, while watching, was totally pro Edward Snowden and what he did. It seemed like he had every right to do what he did, which probably goes against the way that he's seen. But I don't know. It's just really interesting how I guess, even though he did the right thing, legally it wasn't, and now he's depicted as like a criminal. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Or an enemy of the state, if you will.
It's interesting. Yeah, for sure. And obviously, like this guy's life, Edward Snowden's life got, thrown upside down.
Right.
And
crazy too, because it almost got in the way of his relationship with his girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
They actually are back together. She moved out to Russia.
I heard about that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And kind of based on that, this obviously had a big effect on the relationship of Serpico, because that second girl he really liked, he loved. They were going to get married and stuff, I think. But it's like they just couldn't. He would start taking out his anger on her. It didn't turn into a good relationship.
Right.
And the stress of this is really
affected his home life for sure. It turned into a toxic.
Very similar to The Departed. Also very similar to another Al Pacino movie, Donnie Brasco, where Johnny Depp's character.
Great movie.
This is very simple. Oh man, you gotta get into like mob movies. But the thing is, we gotta do these movies justice. We're kind of learning.
We've also been trying to space out the genres that we approach because we don't want to flood you guys with too many of the same type of movies.
Yeah.
Just in case some people might not like them. But yeah, we should definitely get through all those.
I think we should do more movies that we all haven't seen too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time all of us seen this movie.
Yeah, which is crazy too because weren't you saying last episode it is like one of his more critically acclaimed movies?
Yeah, I was looking at. I'm just a big fan of Pacino. I forget. I was looking at the Pacino.
You said Jack and Jill is your favorite one that he's in, right?
I never even seen that.
Quote him on that. I heard it too.
No, I'm getting into movies this year, and like Scarface is freaking sick, and then Godfather is just really cool.
Right.
Graduate starring Al Pacino as Dustin Hoffman is really cool. But he's just like a really cool guy, and
I think that's like the most far, like left field, like outer space take too that you think Dustin Hoffman looks like Al Pacino.
it's a young one.
I don't see it.
But anyway, I don't know this. Where would you guys consider Al Pacino like a top? If in terms of actors that we know of, where would you rank him as the best actor all time of what we've seen in your lifetime? Have you seen?
He's got to be top 5. Like my favorite, or like people who I can recognize for greatness.
A combo. It's like your personal list.
He's probably top 10.
Top 10.
I think he's a really great actor. I just feel that there are other actors within the realm of kind of mobster type crime movies that do better than he does.
Who's curious?
So I think Joe Pesci definitely is above him for sure.
Yeah, I think Joe Pesci, in my opinion, is typecasted a little bit as like the anger guy. So that's
fair.
I can agree with that.
I don't know. I just have a soft spot in my heart for him. He's one of my favorite actors.
All right, that's kind of weird, but
and what's another one? I mean, Robert De Niro, I think definitely is better than him
I think
too.
Pacino's better. I really do.
I don't know.
It's because Pacino, I think he plays more dynamic roles. Like he plays different characters. I think Rob De Niro is like Rob De Niro.
Yeah, De Niro's always like level-headed.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you even look at
the cool guy
with
he's a staple in movies. But
is.
He's not like playing the unique character. He's like a good leading role.
I mean, you can say the same thing about Al Pacino, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, except for this movie, but if you look at like Devil's Advocate, a movie that he's in,
I haven't seen that one yet.
Really good, but he kind of plays this like the same character that he plays in like most movies. I want to say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very similar.
Yeah. So
I'll have to get back to you on that top 10 actors.
He's definitely up there. I can't take that away from him.
Today or some other time.
What?
You can get back to me on that.
Yeah.
Another time.
Another time.
Word. So, I think we did this movie pretty good. Did you think anything else about this movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's really long. Got a little confusing at points, but like if you're trying to watch a good movie about crime and corruption in the 1970s New York, look no further.
Yeah.
I love the 70s like New York Italian movies.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
I will note one thing that I found kind of crazy, that it did take him almost dying to actually make change happen.
Yeah.
Which is like, I feel like, especially with the high level corruption that happens in, like you were saying, in those areas where it's so deeply intertwined.
Yeah.
It does take a almost life-shattering moment in order for change to happen, because there's so many spaces and so much ability to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, for sure.
Which was just interesting.
And this movie, I guess, was kind of a good. Gave me good faith that, like, obviously there's so much corruption in this world.
Right.
And every time, like this guy overcame so many like overwhelming odds to beat the corruption. So it just kind of gives me hope for the future that, you know,